Dear students, today we will be learning a new chapter called Profit and Loss. This profit and loss knowledge is essential for everybody, not only for fitter students. It is every individual must have a knowledge of profit and loss. As the statement says, profit and loss is a statement of financial statement that summarizes the revenues. Revenues means what? Income. For an ordinary person, what is revenue? His earned salary is revenue, and he must know how to expend it in a proper way. So every month, what is the income, what is the expenditure, everything, if you notes it properly, then his life will be fruitful. If doesn't note it properly, sometimes expense may go more. So you may have to take a loan. Extra money you take from others to fulfill that. So instead of that, if you have an account of earning and expenditure, your balance sheet will be in a good condition. At least you can save some money. Now why I am telling all these things? Because this chapter is very, very important, being a fitter for you people, because tomorrow some of you may become an entrepreneur. When you become an entrepreneur, so you prepare the goods. Once you prepare the goods, you must be able to set the cost price or the selling price. You may have to decide. So that is why you must have a proper knowledge of this profit, loss, everything. No, actually what you do normally, tomorrow if you prepare a component, you set the selling price. That means in the market, when your goods comes out, so it will be on it, it will be written as MRP, retail MRP will be there. No, market retail price. Now market retail price, more than that the shopkeeper cannot sell. So he has to sell within that. That means his profit, your profit, everything has to be calculated earlier to that. So that is why you must have a knowledge of all this. So that means two important names are very, very important. One is cost price, another one is selling price. Now cost price, what is the cost price? For example, tomorrow you are manufacturing a good. First you get the raw material, then you put the labor and you prepare that. So two costs will include in that. One is raw material cost, another one is labor cost. Now when you add these two, the manufacturing cost will be ready. Now after manufacturing cost, your profit has to be added to it. And why it has to be added? Because see, you can give the labor from this only, but you need your profit. Why you need? Because overhead charges. You have invested money, you have to pay back the interest to the bank, and your family has to run through this. So all this has to make up, means it has to come through the component only. So that is why this percentage of profit will be added. Now you are not selling in the market, sitting in the roadside. You are giving to the shopkeeper. Why he will be investing so much? Because he has to pay you full cost with your profit, and he will be invested that money in the component, and he will wait till the customer comes. That is blocked, no? Because unless he doesn't have any profit, he won't sell this. So you have to give a beautiful margin. That is called his profit. He call it as a margin, but actually it is his profit. So that also should be included in this. Now all these things are included, then the MRP set. Okay? Now for example, in a simple language if I have to explain, now go to the shop and buy a soap. On the soap it will be written as 30 rupees. Now is it in 30 rupees it comes to the shopkeeper? No. It will come in 28 rupees. Now 2 rupees is the profit for him. Understand? That means the 28 rupees is the cost price and 30 rupees is the selling price. So 2 rupees is the profit. Now how the loss will occur? It's very simple. See, father bought the soap. The owner bought the soap for 28 rupees. Cost price. But actually when he goes for the lunch, his son will come and sit in the. He may not be knowing. If he sells at 27 rupees or 28 rupees, 28 rupees, no problem, no loss, no profit. if he sells at 27 rupees without looking at the MRP, what happens? What happens? He will lose 1 rupee, that is the loss. If the selling price is lesser than the cost price, will be loss. If the selling price is more than the cost price, then it will be a profit. Now this thing has to be very clearly, this much for the timing, it is enough for you people. What is profit, what is cost, what is loss, you must be able to convert this into percentage. For that also I have given formulas, go through the formulas, and one or two sums also I have done it. So first you become familiar with this one day. So second day you go for another part called discount. Now what is discount? I told you there is a 2 rupees profit for the shopkeeper. Now he want to attract the customer. Tomorrow he will put a board. Mine 50%, I will sell this soap for 29 rupees. Lesser than MRP he will call. He will call it as lesser than market price. I will sell these goods lesser than MRP. How much? 29 rupees. People will come running to his shop. Why? They will get 1 rupee, no? Now this is a marketing strategy. But he may lose 1 rupee, but even then he gains 1 rupee. Am I right? His money has come back, invested money will come back. No. So that 1 rupee which he is transferring that is profit to the customer is called as discount. That is why discount is equal to market price minus selling price. Market price is 30 rupees. His selling price is 29 rupees. That means his discount is 1 rupee. That you convert into percentage later. Percentage of discount, 10% discount, 20% discount, people say. And to calculate that again, formulas I have written. So by applying those formulas, try to work out some sums. If there is any problem, you call me back or you put it in the WhatsApp. I am ready to help you out. Next we will move to interest part. There is a separate chapter called simple interest and compound interest. What do you mean by simple interest? Why this interest part arise? It's very simple. See, if you have got lot of money, you can't keep at home. If you keep at home in the tijori, it won't grow. So in that case, you will search where I can keep the money. Now banks are ready. You come and invest money in our bank. We will give you 5% for 1 year, 6%, 7%. Even in SB, if you keep also, you will get only 3 to 4%. If you keep it in fixed, if you are above 60, 7 to 8% you will get as a interest. Now that interest means every year your capital amount grows. Your money will grow. That is, if you keep, bank will give the interest. If you lend money, you have to pay interest to the bank. These two things are very different. If you keep, they will pay only 7 to 8%. If you borrow, you have to pay 12 to 13%. Difference you see, in this 5%, bank will run. Bank employee, salary, expenditure, all these things which they are lending to us, in that they collect the interest, no? In that their family, that their expense will be paid by our interest. Very simple. They are giving less. If you keep money, they will give you 5 to 6%. If you take money from them, they will charge you 11 to 12%. Am I right? This is the idea between the interest. Keeping money and taking money from them. Okay, that when you come to the market, you will come to know all these things. Now today, we are in a position to able to calculate two types of interest. One is simple interest, another one is compound interest. What is simple? See, I borrowed 5,000 rupees from the bank. Bank sent 5% interest. Okay, I have taken 5,000 rupees. So there is a formula called interest to calculate interest, PNR by 1000. PNR by 100, sorry, not 1000. Okay, now PNR by 100. P means what? Principal. R, N means number of years. N means 5%. So it is 250. For full year, that 5,000 rupees will be with me. And 1 year I can use that money. And at the end of 1 year, I am going to the bank with 250 rupees extra. That the amount which I am repaying is principal plus interest. Principal plus interest. Okay, I have paid 5,250 rupees. Account is settled. Next year again I will take the interest, I will pay back. Now this is called simple interest. What do you mean by compound? The problem is there. Very small difference between that and this. So there every year you may clear it up, or every year in that formula if you put in 10 years, simply if it is 10 years also nothing will happen. So PNR, so I is equal to for 10 years if we keep that money also, it will become only 2500. Simply 2500. Compound it is not like that. Because in this calculation, in the simple calculation, every year the principal was same. 250 rupees one year, 250 rupees the second year, 250 third year. Only that like that only it will go. But in compound it is not like that. First year 5000 you have taken. 250 is the interest you didn't pay. Next year it will be 5250 will become the principal. Next year to that 5250 on that you calculate the interest. That interest part again it will be calculated added to the principal. Like that. Now this type of calculation is called compound interest. For both, see there this and the compound interest also I have given the formula. Amount is equal to P into bracket open 1 plus R by 10 100 into wholes per n number of years. So it will be added. So like that you have to calculate the compound interest. Actually compound interest rate is more, where you have to pay more, because in either way you have to pay more, at the same time you will get more also. Banks are working on this system. Banks are working in this system only, because if you keep some money this year 10,000 rupees if you give, the interest is added to that. Next year they calculate the interest on 10,000 plus interest for the next year. So that is compoundedly the interest and the principal will grow. That is called compound interest. All the banks are working on this system only. Keep it in mind. So related to this, there are so many sums, example sums are there. That only enough if you do. You need not do all the assignment work. If you do the assignment sum only, you will get this knowledge. Write the notes, try to do all the homework sums, then keep it ready. Next video on estimation and costing I will upload later on. Thank you very much.